Hello. Hi, Opulence Nation, Opulence family. Welcome to the call today. Product Crossfire, something you cannot miss. Okay, my name is Aranya Kamalobon. You call me Aranya, and I am LD2 now. I joined and I learned about Opulence Global 4 years ago. Now coming we've just completed our 4 years and we have pretty good team in Thailand. I'm not the top leader, but I am the one who can help with the language and because you know Thai, right? But since we knew about Opulence Global, we became family. And initially, we learned about these little products here. And from there, that day on, you won't believe these have changed a lot of people's life, right? Now, Thai and Laos, we become like one team because we are neighbor countries. Yep. And then when we talk about products, be that Fountain of Life, be that divine, be that now the newest one that we're going to have our hands on is Arctic Vita. Boy, we learn and we love, we've tried and we have changed so many people's life. Be health as well as well. All right,
Wow. Working under pressure. I'm listening to you and I'm like, do I join her? Do I just let her keep on going?
hey! One of these days, I'm going to help you with the products and the
Oh,
Arctic Vita.
I look so forward to it. You know, the cool part about hosting is one of the tests that we have is working well under pressure. And I think as a host, I think you passed that test today. Just with sometimes things do happen. So I'm gonna say swadika first of all.
Swadika.
Good
Yes.
to see you, my darling. Thank you for the edification. I'm listening to you as I'm kind of getting settled in. And I want to say a good night, a good morning, a good afternoon to everybody who's joining us. If it's your first call that you are joining us, I want to give you a very, very warm welcome because we are extremely excited at Opulence. Let me just fix my hair. Kind of didn't even see what
Okay.
I did. I
In
did
that
a
case,
flip.
the floor is yours.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณค่ะ. See you later.
Kapunka.
I'll be
See you
here. I'll
later.
be on the
For those of you
side.
that don't know, Kapunka means thank you. All right. And that was my super host from Thailand. It's a really cool business that you actually have. I'm going to actually just switch over to basically my Zoom on the computer. I was actually driving. I've had an extremely, extremely busy day. A lot of go, 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 but a very fantastic day today. I feel extremely blessed to be able to use our platform for a process of duplication. And if you're just brand new on the call or just joining us, or you've been on here 100 times, or you've never been on before, I want to share with you the importance of being on these calls on a weekly basis. Every single week, we share similar information, inspiration, motivation, and every call is different. The way that we teach you, the way we educate you, we try to get you to evolve, get you to grow. And I always tell people, as long as you cannot fully do the business, give me 1 second. I'm just going to switch over here. Record.
Okay, just give her a few minutes. So we'll switch to the computer. It's easier and bigger. Okay, here we are.
Thank you so much, darling. Yeah, I had to switch over because I do actually want to be able to share some slides I did on the last one. And I think the importance, if you're just kind of brand new and joining us, is understanding that we are constantly here to educate you and re-educate you and answer questions. And last week I was going to do a training. We had the specialty of having our founder and CEO on. So if you were on last week, you remember we shared a lot about we started to talk a little bit about the health and wellness. And there's a lot of really cool stuff that we're going to be talking about. But tonight I want to kind of go back to talking about the health and the wellness, and talking a little bit about what we want to achieve with our products, what makes our products unique. And I want to talk a little bit about your gut health tonight. I want to talk about parasites tonight. I want to talk a little bit about how Fountain of Life and Divine work from that perspective to really help you in your body. You see, being a normal person, and what I mean by that is not coming from a health background, not coming from a nutritional background, and basically having to be self-taught and educated on everything. I found that I had to find the simplest ways to be able to build a business and to be able to learn to educate each and every single one of you. And so in doing so, my job was to learn all the products and how they can help you. My job was to learn how to read stability charts. My job was to learn how to explain a certificate of analysis, or what a toxicity means, or what any of the things that we do on a daily basic means. And so with this platform, our job is to educate you, create content, create material. We've been able to do an incredible job of creating products like your Safe Home Revolution products. We've been able to do an incredible job of doing lots of videos and trainings, and putting a lot of this content in your welcome kits. We put these platforms like the Monday calls together for all of you to join us to get yourself educated on the calls. But if you're not on, and your brand new partners are not on, and if you're not duplicating what you're learning, then your business will not grow as fast as you need. And so what we want you guys to do, and I want you to pay attention to this in a very, very careful way. We don't want you to be half a doctor or to be a scientist. You were never meant to be that. We want you to master the art of duplication through the business. What does that mean? That means that you bring people to this platform, you bring people to the Monday calls, and we will educate you about all the different spectrums of the products that is needed for all of you in order for you to grow your business, in order to get your questions answered, in order for you to be able to build your network. Because you may just be that average person that's trying to learn the business like I did 8 years ago. But I have 8 years of knowledge, education, every day, studying, reading, understanding, so that I could speak to your prospects, so I can be educated in what I'm doing. So it's really, really vital and important to make sure that as you are growing your business, you learn the art of duplication. You learn the art of being able to show people a platform like we have here tonight for you to be able to build and grow and build your business. Now, we have some incredible people in this company. We have some incredible people in this business that are extremely educated, much more educated than me in the health and wellness industry, gut health, nutrition. That's why we just recently had the health seminar a couple of months ago that we just did with of course, Nurse Jazz. We call him Dr. Henry, who is our TMC. And then, of course, Janine, who was one of our newest panelists that we're kind of bringing into the realm, who's got so much knowledge and education. She actually used to create pharmaceutical drugs. And when she got out of that business and started to go into the health sector, she fell in love with our products. And so we're going to be doing interviews with each and every single one of those folks, and why they love our products and why they are utilizing our products in our business. And it's simply because this platform is made for education knowledge. All right. Well, let's get this call growing. Let's get this call started. I am extremely, extremely excited to, of course, inspire all of you. And of course, some of the topics that we did talk about on our health and nutrition wellness was a lot of the all the topics that actually you guys are all sharing. And it's all fantastic. And that's exactly what we do want to talk about. We want to talk about all of the health and nutrition that goes with the incredible products that we have in health. Now, what's really, really important is that I have Jazz on. She actually says, I'm here, I'm available. I just saw your message, Jazz. So why don't I actually bring on Jazz since I got my already panelists? And if I do also, there's Jazz. Here we go. Let me bring you on. Menopause, cancer, brain health, arthritis, Parkinson's, dementia, more health and wellness, please. Yes, yes, yes. Autism. All these topics at the end of the day tie into what we do with our product lines. So, as we get ready to kind of rock, let me just bring on Jazz. Let me get her settled. I kind of called upon her very last minute. It's your own fault. You're the one who said I'm ready to rock and roll.
No, I'm always here to help.
Beautiful.
Always.
Hello, Jazz. How you doing?
Very good. Thank you.
Good. You ready to rock? You can get your phone settled down, and then we can get going on the call tonight.
Yes.
Amazing. All right, team. So I think a lot of the things that we talked about, or the topics that you want to talk about, Jazz, it's better if you can just get your phone settled in somewhere because it does shake.
Oh,
Uh,
I'm sorry. Okay.
so
There you
if you
go.
want, if you have like a stand or something that we can put it on, I think that's important that
Absolutely.
we do
I
put
do.
it down so that way you can kind of focus. Beautiful. There we go. Now you're ready to rock and roll. Aha. Again, I kind of called you last minute and I'm kind of calling upon you, but you're just such a natural anyways. So we're going to talk about it. There's a lot of great topics, Jazz, that comes up on our call. I am going to pull up our slides. A lot of the stuff that people are talking about, gut nutrition is a big one. I'm going to talk a lot. I want to talk and start our call with gut nutrition. I want to go into nutrients a little bit. We are going to be doing a lot more of the basic calls that everybody can understand. For those of you who don't know, this is Jazz. I'm sure she's not a stranger to each and every single one of you. Jazz is absolutely phenomenal. She is a wealth of knowledge. She is a product of the product. She's actually been instrumental in editing your Safe Home Revolution, and I love her for that. And I appreciate you as well. I know this is like something that's become like your baby now too. And the most important thing I think I want to talk about is that all of you are the CEOs of your own company. All of you are basically building this business for yourself and your families. You've been able to find a platform like Opulence Global that has become the home to all entrepreneurs around the globe to be able to create wealth and success through its incredible products. That being said, knowledge is power. You want to just self-educate. You want to learn as much as possible. And the more knowledge that you have, the more confident you become. And the more I introduce Jazz and the more I speak with her and the more she speaks to people, I think she becomes more passionate about what she's doing because she sees how much blessing she's giving to people. She's also been spearheading a lot of the testimonial calls that we're having now twice a week. We're having them Wednesdays, depending again on your time zone, and now Sundays as well, right, Jazz?
Yes.
Okay. Well, let's kick off our call. I want to talk about, the importance of the trio of health, our fountain of life, number one selling antioxidant in the world, Divine, and then of course our incredible collagen product that has now come to be. And I want to really kick off the call tonight of the importance of utilizing these as a regimen together. And I'm just going to pull up some backup slides so we can kind of go through them together, okay? But give us a little introduction about that, and then I'll pull up the slides in the meantime.
You want me to say something about gut health and the products?
Yes, take it away.
So, first of all, let's talk about the fountain of life. As I always mention in the testimonial call, that among the food sources that we have, flaxseed has the most lignans. But let me tell you something. It only has one kind of lignan. Keep that in mind. Compared to the fountain of life, where we have the seven most potent lignans. So it can never be the same. 100 milligrams will give you 100 ml gives you 300 milligrams of lignans, and our fountain of life is 17 times more. Forget about that equation. Just look at the type of lignans alone. We are superior and nothing else can compare. Like I said, if you are on fountain of life, there is no looking back, Sanaz. Nothing compares, okay? Like flaxseed is flaxseed. It gives you diarrhea, but it only has one type of lignin. Please keep that in mind. And because of this antioxidant, coupled with our divine, it actually promotes gut health. And it means a lot when you have a healthy gut because you have the ammunition to ward off bacteria, harmful microorganisms, toxins, and of course, parasite infestations because you are healthy. Remember, whatever you eat, our gut, our gut stores 70 to 80% of our immune cells. They're our first line of defense. So, whatever you put in your body, our gut must be healthy to protect us. Go ahead, Sanaz.
Well, I love where we started off. Fountain of Life is that underlying product that does so much. Now, we started off with gut health, and I think what's really important, this slide gives you such a broad spectrum, one product, so many different variables that it can help you with. And Jazz, you spoke to me about this, and it really, really resonated with me in the sense of gut health because I think I put it into our health group. I have a group for all of our health professionals, and how many of you on this call have heard of parasites in your body, and do a parasite cleanse, and do this cleanse, and do that cleanse, and ba 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 ba? How many of you in this chat? How many people here have heard of A, parasites, and B, have heard of, do these parasite cleanses and stuff like that? Because a lot of companies sell products for profit. A lot of it is just a bunch of hobo, as I call it. And a lot of it is actually more destructive to your immune system than good for your immune system. So it is extremely important to make sure that you are using a good, reputable product. Now, Jazz, if you remember, I sent you that article, and you said, yeah, our products do that. And I said, oh my God, we need to talk a lot about this more because, we talk a lot about parasites. Parasites live in water. Parasites live in our food. Parasites live in our immune system. You have good parasites and bad parasites. But you're the expert. I'm going to get you to talk a little bit about parasites. I'm going to pull up those stats I have because I want to share it. And then I want to talk about how Fountain of Life, Divine, collagen, ingredients, supplements work in parasites in the body.
Yeah, first of all, Sanaz, deficiencies in nutrition, the micros and the macros, the vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and essential fatty acids, right? Deficiencies in that, one of those can actually lead to a problem, which could be a chronic illness. And also, um, parasitic infestation can also lead to chronic disease. Now, you mentioned there are good ones, but most of them are actually destructive. So, how do we ward off parasitic infestation in the first place? It's by making sure we have a healthy gut. Because if we don't have a healthy gut, it will allow not just the parasites, but toxins, harmful bacteria, harmful microorganisms to invade our body through our digestive system, our gut. So, gut health is really very important. We can do cleansing, yes, but having known the company for 2 years and 3 months, I wouldn't look anywhere else, Sanaz, because I do not know the ingredients that they're putting in their products. With Fountain of Life, with Opulence, Safe Home Revolution, I wouldn't even blink an eye. I'll just go buy and use them. Our house is Safe Home Revolution house. We have all the health and wellness stuff in this household because I trust the company. I know the ingredients. Why would I venture in getting something that I don't even know and then experiment only to my detriment? So that's what I have. I have the confidence in the products of Opulence, and I'm feeling the difference, to be honest, with the Arctic Vita added for at least over a month now, and I'm really feeling great, honestly. Um, I found out that I have some issues with my skin, just a little bit in my back, and when I had all three of them, it just disappeared. I don't even know what it was, but I normally don't have any skin irritations. But for some reason, I had it for a few days. But with the Arctic Vita Divine and Fountain of Life, gone.
Amazing. Amazing. And I think what's really important from what I'm understanding, and I want to just really give you all simple translation. When there's bacteria in the body, and bacteria can come from your food, it can come from your water, it could just become touching air, proborn, put it in, touch your nose, touch your mouth. Um, a lot of people go to the bathroom. They do not wash their hands. It's really disgusting. I can't understand that. Like, you go to the bathroom, wash your hands. A lot of people walk around and they say that, a lot of swabs that are out there, I don't want to gross you guys out, but they find a lot of feces that are on door handles, pole handles, knobs, which is extremely disgusting. But guess what? There is disease in feces. And if you touch it and you don't realize it, and then all of a sudden you get a runny nose and you do this and you touch it, and if your immune system is not tough enough to fight off disease, guess what? Those bacteria goes into your body. So that's why it's so important to make sure from a cellular level, you're protecting your body with the collagen, divine, and FOL. Now, FOL is powerful because it's a antibacterial, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory. So, Jazz, what I love about this is that the bacteria that we kind of are prone to get into our bodies through nose, eyes, ears, our sinuses that get into our immune system, anyone that ever feels like a little bit of a tickle of them getting a cold, if they take some FOL for the night, again, depending on how long it's been growing and how many drops they take, it can actually eliminate that bacteria from within. And then, of course, if someone has more severe, prolonged issues like gut health, like IBS, like not being able to digest food properly, having bad food, these are all things that I've seen with Fountain of Life help. Talk to me a little bit about how it helps.
First of all, it has a lot to do with the food choices that we have, right? That we decide to take. There are a lot of inflammatory foods. For some reason, because of too much processing of our food, Sanaz, they're not prepared like how we prepare the grains and the beans and the legumes when we were back in the Philippines. We normally would put a mat on the ground and dry them naturally using the sunlight.
We
Over
used to do
here,
the same thing
everything is
back
fast.
home.
Yeah, everything is fast forward, right?
Yeah.
So we are experiencing people who are allergic to nuts. allergic to gluten and stuff like that. And they are actually inflammatory. Once you eat something like that and your gut health is not healthy enough, right? That inflammation in your stomach will actually leave some food undigested.
Yeah.
And the undigested food ferments. And of course, because they're inflammatory, right? Once the food that has been digested goes into your small intestines, our small intestines are lined with a hair-like structure called villi, which would move like this, right? To push the nutrients, to push the food, and then they also absorb the nutrients from the food that we have eaten. But then, because we have a lot of inflammatory foods, we are actually destroying our villi. They're not able to absorb the nutrients properly. And also, that inflammation would cause pinpoint micro holes in our gut called leaky gut. Then we have a problem: bloating, IBS, gas, enlarged abdominal girth because you have tons of air. Like someone would say, I only had 2 pieces of this and I feel like I'm pregnant already. So it is important to maintain a good gut health. And Fountain of Life and Divine can actually, if you take both, it has synergistic effect. It boosts the effect of the other antioxidant. So really, it regulates and it helps you digest your food properly and protect you from whatever was there in the food that wasn't supposed to be there. And I don't want to offend anyone. If I'm not in Japan, I don't think I would even touch raw food.
Hmm. Well, I'll tell you, whenever I travel, I'm prone to going to a lot of different countries, right? And every country, Jazz, as you know, has different bacterias. For example, the bacteria that's in the water of Philippines is different than Canada. And some of the countries, when they go and they say, do not drink the water, only use bottled water. Have you guys ever heard that? And it's simply
Yes, it's
because there's
true.
different parasites that live in those waters. And that's why a lot of people that when they travel, even if it's your own home country that you haven't been there, the pollution in the air and the water gets you to get, you get diarrhea. And it's simply because there's different types of pollution, there's different types of parasites, there's different types of waters. So, in order for us to protect ourselves, Fountain of Life is that one product that is the staple. Like if you're brand new, you can never take enough of this product. I always recommend if you're starting, dose up. A lot of times people make the mistake of telling people take 5 to 10 drops to start. No, first of all, you can't overdose on this product. Secondly, you need to build up your immune system. Number three, as Jazz just said, when you're not on FOL, you're full of poop. I don't want to use the other word. So you need to get rid of, you need to clean your gut. And I'm going to tell you guys my own personal story, which I hate sharing with people, but I will because everyone kept on saying, how did you lose so much weight? How did you lose so much weight? Well, the first month, I think, Jazz, I got rid of a lot of my inflammation. I think I was cleaning my gut because, like you said, I was eating a lot of garbage. I was eating a lot of processed food. I actually just needed something as a snack. And guess what I just had? Fresh food. I had a banana. Where before, I would be having a little bit of chips. I would be having a cookie. I would have a cookie with a coffee. So your daily habits and the fresh foods that you eat will make a difference. If you live in Canada, here's my rule. If it's not in the outside perimeter, which means that it's not in the fresh produce, if it's not in the fresh meat, if it's not in the refrigerator, I don't touch it. If it's sitting in the middle shelves, it's probably processed. It's got some sort of preservatives in it, and that does not help you. Tonight, I actually am wearing absolutely no makeup, and I'm talking like zero. Zero. Many of you have come to the office now and see I have gone back to being extremely, extremely natural. I've taken
Very
off my nails. This
beautiful.
is all my own natural hair. I used to wear weave. I used to have fake nails. I used to constantly wear makeup. I have like, this is as natural as it gets, other than, of course, the creams and cream of our FERI Flawless. But I share this with you to inspire you because I would not go to the grocery store if I did not have makeup on my face. If I didn't have foundation, lipstick, I don't even have lipstick on my face, on my lips. I have nothing. Why? Because my body has become so healthy. My body has reversed in aging because of the FERI Flawless, because of the shampoo conditioner. And I want to share with you guys, Fountain of Life is a fantastic product. Fountain of Life is incredible. But do you know when my change happened? Do you know when the main, I'm going to call it the revolution that happened in my body went, what's happening? You know what had happened? Type it into the message box if you remember. I talked about it already.
Was it because of Divine in combination?
1000%.
Wow. So now, if you can look at my hair, I would never be able to do this before. Never. They're dry. Now I can just like,
Honestly, your hair looks beautiful. But let me share with you all, because a lot of people keep on asking me, Sanaz, what are you doing differently? First of all, I do not do Botox. Look. I swear I do no fillers. I can move my face. Because a lot of people are like, do you do Botox? I used to do Botox back in the day. I used to do fillers back in the day. I am as natural as it gets. But I swear to all of you, thank you all for your beautiful words. I really, really appreciate that. But honest to God, I have been able to reverse in aging when I added Divine. Divine was that magic potion. And I'm going to share with you guys why and what happened. And Jazz, I need you to, if you're not on Divine, Divine is just as important as FOL. If you do not use Divine, you are missing out. You guys have no idea. You were not able to buy Divine using shopping credits. I fought with our team so much, and I'm like, our people need to use this two together, because at that time we didn't even have collagen. But let me share with you guys what will happen to you. Your skin will reverse in aging. I promise you. When you use Divine and FOL together, I swear to God, it's like giving fertilizer to your body. That's what happened to my skin, number one. Number two, my hair became so full. And as I went through menopause, yes, I went through menopause, and I'm still going through menopause. My hair was falling out in chunks. I swear to you, if I show you how beautiful my hair is, not because it's my hair, but because I was losing hair, I was thinning out. I can't even put my hair up using one elastic band anymore. My hair has become so thick, I need two elastic bands. It started to happen when I started to use Divine. My hairdresser buys more Divine from me than she does FOL. She lives on Divine. You know why, Jazz? Because my hair was falling out. Even though I was on FOL, it was good. My hair was good, but it was falling out when I was going through menopause. The first month when I got on Divine, the hair was still falling out, but it was not as, I wasn't shedding as much. Second month got better, third month, and then in 6 months, my hair became thick. And I started to get all these like baby hairs, and I started to grow, and my hair just became, I'm going to call it luscious. That's what happened. It started to become luscious. Number
It's
two,
actually very true. Very true.
my skin started to become tight. It was almost like I got a facelift. My skin started to get pulled back. And everyone was like, "Oh, what did you do to your cheeks?" I'm like, "I swear to God, nothing. I'm just using Divine and FOL." Then what happened was my skin started to clear up and become more radiant. It was almost like more blood circulation. And it's the glutathione, it's the vitamin D, it's the vitamin C, it's the grapeseed extract, it's the like we've put so much goodies. Take a look at what's in this product. It is so good. And here's the key. You ready for this? When you take Divine with FOL, it improves the absorption of your antioxidants. So it actually super boosts your FOL. Oh my God, Jazz, I'm so excited. Take it over because I'm
Yeah,
like,
of course. It has synergistic effect. As everyone was typing, I always say it has synergistic effects. So it's really advantageous if we take both because we're missing a lot if we only take one. We are missing a lot if we only take one. And Sanaz, I also would like to add, I don't know if you want to include our Arctic Vita as well. I know a
yes,
lot of our partners haven't received, or if not, they just received their Arctic Vita. But I was asked a question. What would help improve the absorption of Arctic Vita? Number
mhm,
one is if you take it first thing in the morning, and it does not compete with any other protein, absorption is 100%. Really, really on the dot. Number two, the vitamin C that you have incorporated in the Arctic Vita not only encourages the body to produce collagen, but it helps the absorption of the Arctic Vita itself.
mhm.
And number three is that you must have a healthy gut to absorb FOL Divine and Arctic Vita properly. Now, question. There is no vitamin C in our unflavored Arctic Vita. Hey, don't worry, we are all covered. The MCT oil
Thank you
helps
for
in
sharing
the
that.
absorption of Arctic Vita. Now, it depends on what is the purpose of you taking the Arctic Vita, but 2.5 milligrams, or translated, it's 2,500 milligrams, right? Or 2.5 grams,
I'm
up
going to
to
pull it up for you.
5,000, up to 5,000 milligrams is a good recommended dose on like a maintenance dose. But if you are somebody that is active, an athlete, right? You may need one in the morning and one after your workout. But people say, why is it that we have abdominal discomfort when we take more than 10,000 or something? Listen, everyone, not on our Arctic Vita, because the normal cause of the gut discomfort is actually the fillers that they put in their collagen.
Mhm.
We don't have fillers, Sanaz.
Yep, you're right.
We don't have fillers. And also, our Arctic Vita is, you can choose in so many flavors. I've tried everything, like pretty much everything. So it's really nice to add it in your coffee. I love it.
Jazz, you know what's really important that, and I want to reiterate this because a lot of people say like, what's a good regimen? What's a good time? How do you use it? How do you personally use it? So I'm going to tell you guys, first of all, you really need to listen to your body. Okay? You have to listen to your body because your body knows what it needs. Your body knows what it likes and what it does not like. So some people tell me, I take FOL in the morning and it's perfect for me. Some people tell me I take FOL at night, it makes me go to sleep. here's how I use my products in the morning. First of all, FOL for me is not a day, night, whatever. I take FOL multiple times a day because I have a very high demand job. Like now, 9 o'clock, I'm still on a conference call and I've been up since 5:30 a.m. and I still got this energy. So I take FOL sometimes one pipette in the morning, once at lunch, one in the afternoon, another one when I have a coffee, one in the evening. So sometimes I have 70, 80, 90 drops of FOL a day, just so you guys know. Okay, that's number one. My health is my most important investment. It's more important than shopping. It's more important than restaurants. It's more important than fancy clothes because without my health, what do I got? If I'm not able to function, right? So that's number one. Number two, when I wake up in the morning, we always talk about, use cases. Our CEO talks a lot about this. Brush my teeth, take a shower, use our shampoo conditioner. I do not use any other product outside of Opulence products. Number one, because I know how clean they are. Number two, I don't want to put chemicals on my body. So I use the shampoo conditioner, wash my hair, wash my body. When I get out of the shower, I've already cleansed my face as well with our cleanser, moisturize. Then I actually take my FOL. Then I go for my morning coffee. When I take my morning coffee, I take the unflavored, like you said, Jazz, with basically the MTC and MCT oil and the coconut flavor, which I love because it almost feels like you're having like a creamer, and I love it too. It's fantastic. And then that's actually because of the 5 grams of the protein that's inside of it and is post-workout. I usually have that post-working out. The days that I work out, I actually take another collagen scoop after I break my fast in the afternoon, and I put it in a scoop of yogurt, flavored yogurt, cherry, vanilla, whatever, mix it all up. So I sometimes take 2 scoops. The days that I do work out, I work 3 days a workout 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So the days I don't work out, I take 1 scoop, 5 grams. The days that I do work out, or I have a very strenuous day, I will take 2 scoops, 1 in the morning, 1 after my lunch. Divine, I take 3 capsules before I go to sleep. So once I have my dinner and I have my tea, I usually have a tea before I go to sleep, non-caffeinated. I basically love my green tea. I love my jasmine tea. I have that. Once I have my tea, and then half an hour before I kind of go to bed, when my stomach is like sort of calm, I haven't had anything, no more snacks, nothing, then I will take 3 Divine and I will go to sleep. When I take the 3 Divine and I go to sleep, number one, it gets me to sleep better. Number two, as your body is repairing itself, that's when Divine kicks in. And ladies and gentlemen, get into the habit of going to bed on time. That will make a massive difference in your immune system. Jazz, I'll let you share a couple of points about the stuff I just shared, please.
Okay, so keep in mind that our Arctic Vita is already a peptide, hydrolyzed peptide, meaning to say it's been broken down into a smaller molecule. And we have Peptan, which is the #1 brand in hydrolyzed peptide collagen. So we have the best of the best. So there's no question regarding its bioavailability, and absorbability. But we have added vitamin C, right? And we have added MCT oil. So that really makes it very, very special. And I can just simply say thank you for the Trio of Health, Sanaz, because I don't look for other brands at all. I just take my share of the Trio of Health every single day. And like I said, I don't have any time for FOL. If I need to have more energy, fine, I'll take it. I make it a point that I have boxes and boxes of FOL and Divine because I don't want to be so calculating. Whenever I need it, I want it. That's what I want. So I feel protected. I feel like I have a shield. So wherever I go, whatever I do, I really feel very confident about it. And also taking divine in the night, that's also a very good idea because the first 2 hours of our sleep, actually, if we just try to sleep by 9:30, 10 o'clock, it's cleansing of our brain cells. And even when we are asleep, we have 50 trillion cells in our body working and doing its job every nanosecond. So we need that while we sleep. They try to remove the toxins and regenerate our cells and give us a good rest so the following day we can function properly. Well, that's a very good tip with Divine. I tried taking Divine too in the night and I noticed that I can sleep better. I don't have any problem though. Even if I wake up and use the bathroom, when I go back, I don't have any problem, sleeping again. So,
Yeah, honestly, I find that ever since I've switched over to Divine at nighttime, for me, my body, it works a lot better and I feel a lot more refreshed in the morning. That's just me.
so your suggestion is actually practical because we are unique individuals genetically, right? And we need to listen to our body. We are the best doctors for ourselves, right? The best doctor for ourselves. So we need to listen what works well. What works well for me may not work well for you. So we need to listen to our body. And the signs and symptoms, the aches and pains, is our body's way of communicating to us that something is not right. So going into your slide, the inulin,
Yeah.
inulin is a prebiotic fiber. So it actually encourages the production of good bacteria, which is really good in helping our body promote uh, healthy gut. And it is not actually a binder or something, right? It's a fiber that encourages the growth of good bacteria. And I'm really very happy that you have added that in Arctic Vita.
Yeah.
If you look into all the ingredients that's in the Arctic Vita, that's in Divine, you will be amazed. You will learn. I want everyone, that's why I share whatever I learn to everybody. I want everybody to know exactly what's in our products because I don't mind teaching. I don't mind sharing. I just want everyone to have proper ammunition. So when you talk to your clients, you talk to your prospects, you have all the information that you needed. You don't need me. You don't need our Dr. Henry. You don't need whoever. You just need yourself because you already are prepared. So I don't mind people. Call me, ask me questions. I don't mind. I help because I want you to be able to do it on your own. But
Beautiful.
if you have any need, if you have any if you have any questions, like I said, you're not alone in this business. We are around. And I
Absolutely.
just share information and my knowledge without expecting anything. This is how passionate I am with wellness and health.
I appreciate that. Jazz, you're wonderful. People love, listening to you as well. So, again, we can definitely, answer a couple of quick questions. We appreciate all your guidance, all the weeks that you do get on. We were adamant on making all of you healthy. And without a healthy gut, your body cannot absorb, your body cannot digest, your body cannot take in the nutrients. Remember, Jazz was saying inside your gut, there's these, I call them dancing waves that are going
Yeah.
on in your body. And guess what they do? They kind of sift around what you're eating and they take the good and the bad and the ugly. And if your gut is not healthy, guess what? Your body cannot absorb the nutrients. If your body is not healthy and if your body is not getting the right nutrients, if your body is not getting the right nutrients, if your body is not getting the right foods, like your greens and your fruits and your vegetables and your grilled fish, when you're deep frying food, your body has to digest all that oil out of it. But anyways, So what's really, really important, clean, stay clean. We're going to do a nutrition class. We're almost up in time, but I want to answer a couple quick questions for you guys. Jazz mentioned that collagen works better if it's not competing with other proteins. Does this mean I should not take it with my protein shake?
Um, I am not very, I used to take protein shakes, but right now, having read a lot about protein shakes, I stayed away from it. I just take my Arctic Vita, to be honest. And if you really want your Arctic Vita to be absorbed 100%, please just, if you still want your protein shake, you can just give it like an hour or 2 hours apart. Okay?
And I think what we need to do is all of you know your own body and what you like, how much you like. But what I do recommend, when you make your mix, use it right away. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys, basically, if you want the Arctic Vita, this is our shaker, by the way. So first of all, if you're ever traveling, what is up with me today in opening lids? If you're ever traveling, you can put your stuff inside your little cup to be able to shake it and move it and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And then what I always do is I'm just going to open it up for now. So this is your cup. It actually has a lid. You don't really need the little shaker inside of it, the little ball. But I
Okay.
ordered it anyways, just in case you are mixing other stuff and you want it to become, more rich when you're shaking it, okay? So I'm gonna tell you guys, there's two different size scoopers, and then we're gonna. That's actually one of the questions that comes on the live from Monica. So Monica, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna do the unflavored. Okay, I'm gonna do the unflavored for you guys. Actually, let me stop sharing so you guys can see my screen. Can everyone see now better? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, we
All right.
can.
So perfect. So I'm just gonna open the bag up. I'm gonna show you guys. There is a scoop. I've never made a collagen powder in my office. This will be the first for you, Monica. So you basically, you just kind of have to get the full scoop. By the way, the unflavored, the scooper is bigger. Have you guys noticed? Because it's
Yes.
just more of a heavier compound, yeah? So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put that in there. And as you can see, I got a nice good chunk in there. And I actually have my Fiji water here. So the question was, how much liquid should you use? It's really up to you. So sometimes I use a small little bowl size, like actually this size, to mix my collagen with my yogurt because I don't want to have a lot of yogurt. So that's the only size I will use. So I'm just going to show you now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix it because I want to make it drinkable for me. And I have my liquid. You see, I'm just, by the way, this is the unflavored. I am mixing with what? Water. So
Water.
you could just do plain water. You don't have to make it fancy. You don't have to, if you don't have access to juice or whatever, you don't have to. If you don't have access, some people said, oh, I thought you can only drink it with hot. No, it could be with hot, it could be with cold, but again, hot is not like boiling hot, right? So you want to just pour your water. It's almost what I call the green tea temperature. You don't want it to be too hot. And here's what I'm going to do. You guys ready? You see the amount of water, right? I feel like a bartender over here doing a mixology class. So that is, look how beautiful that is. It's very creamy. It's very milky. And here we go.
It's actually delicious.
Oh my God. It's
I love the unflavored Sanaz.
Mhm.
And when you mix it in coffee, you can actually see the MCT oil on top.
You can. So I just want to let you guys know I just had my collagen right in front of you. How long did that take me to mix that up?
Great.
Nothing, right? So as long as you have that, honestly, sometimes we make the simplest things into the most complicated thing. Don't make life complicated. Now, this Arctic Vita um is not sweetened. I love that question. Jazz, you want to answer that? I know you're passionate about that. The
Yeah.
question is, what is Arctic Vita sweetened with?
Okay, we actually use the monk fruit, and the monk fruit has 0 calories. For anyone who has blood sugar issues, this is by far the safest that you can use and not worry about your glycemic index, your blood glucose shooting up. No issues whatsoever. But as I'm telling you, we have to be very grateful with our SVP. All our ingredients are premium ingredients. Monk fruit is not cheap,
No. Let
not at
me
all. I
tell you.
have it. I use it for my baking, for my coffee. I use monk fruit.
So monk fruit, we decided. So by the way, the first thing that most collagen products will use out in the market. I know we're a little bit over time. I apologize, but this is good data. Make sure you take it with a grain of salt. First of all, a lot of collagen products, they use sugar. Okay, they use like sweeteners and sugars and stuff like that because they want to be able to mask the taste and smell and all that kind of stuff. So they use a lot of different types of artificial sugars, sweeteners, all that kind of stuff. We didn't want to use sugars. We didn't want to use artificial sweeteners. We didn't want to use any dyes. We have a big no-no list, right? Because we want to make the unhealthy healthy and we want to make the healthy healthier and we want to prolong your life. So I went down the rabbit hole with my scientific team. I was like, no sweeteners, no chemicals. What do we use? And they kept on going and they gave me multiple options. And then monk fruit came, which was the most expensive one because it doesn't exactly exist in Canada either. So it's kind of has to be imported. It's a specialty ingredient, but it works like a natural sweetener and it's got this sweet taste without it being overwhelming. You know, when you kind of have like something that's too sweet and you're like, oh, like you just can't take more of it. This has a very subtle, soft taste. And that's why I
Very
was able
light.
to, pardon?
Very light.
Very light, yes. And but it doesn't kill what it's supposed to do in the sense like giving you a sugar spike. So, for example, Jazz, like you just said, if someone is diabetic, are they able to use this product?
Absolutely. It's 0 calories. It doesn't affect your glycemic index. You don't have any spike in blood sugar.
So, just so everybody can see, on the back of your collagens, there is a label. And by the way, we're not ready for the US yet because US wants us to do completely new tables. So we're getting it all done. But when you are looking at this, it does not have any sugars. And when you take the unflavored in the morning, if you're doing intermittent fasting, it will not break your fast as well. Anyways, we can go on and on. We've already gone way over. Arania, can you tell me, darling, there is two more questions that are in Thai. I can't read Thai.
Okay, right. Thank you. Apologize for that. Because the leaders from Thailand have number one question was, what is the better or best time to take collagen? I think Jazz mentioned that as well just now. Would you please? Yeah. Okay. And
The best. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead,
yeah,
Aranya.
please. No, no, go ahead, please. Because
No,
earlier
the
you
best
mentioned that
time.
the morning.
Okay, first of all, it depends on your goal. What are you taking the Arctic Vita for, or any collagen? Number one is if you want really a very good absorption where we already have the best of the best, take it first thing in the morning where you don't have any other protein to compete with. Or the best time to take it also is after you work out
Mhm.
because it cuts your recovery for the muscle recovery in half the time.
All right, great. I'm going to translate for them later. Okay, so thank you. And number two, in fact, after they sent the question, they realized that, oh, it was already answered during the conference. However, since it's there, the question was, why collagen, normally it cannot bear the heat, right? But how come our unflavored one can put in coffee? And then they realized that you answered during the conference that because it doesn't have vitamins. Okay, so would
Correct.
you like to just add on to that, or if not,
Yeah,
the
we don't have the
same call?
vitamins there because we don't want to destroy the composition of the vitamins, right? But MCT oil is equally nutritious and
Mm,
beneficial as well.
right.
So we have a good balance. So that's why we
Okay.
have different flavors. And we have the flavored and unflavored ones. You have a choice whether you want it in your hot beverage or just the room temperature.
Yes.
Okay,
Great.
thank
And
you.
I think we're gonna go to the questions and sorry, your announcements. But I want to tell everybody. Sometimes people have said, "Oh, so are the flavored ones more potent than the unflavored?" And you just heard Jazz respond to you. They are all just as good. They're just different. And remember, if you are also taking your divine, and if you are also taking your fountain of life, the trio of health. That's why we kept it to three, which is the trio of health, to kind of combine all of them together. So that way it can basically complement each other and what your body really needs.
So before the announcement, I just want to take this time, Sanaz, to thank you for giving me the opportunity to sit with you tonight and to thank each and everyone who's here on the call. I really appreciate you. So someone made a comment that monk fruit is not in the Philippines, but we have cash and carry, so check with them. Or you can order it through Amazon, but stuff like this, health food store would be the best bet.
Yes. And you know what? You also I think we're going to be doing a nutritional class for all of you. In March, we're probably going to be doing another seminar in Toronto, which is a health and wellness seminar. We're going to be talking about nutrition. We're going to be teaching you how to eat clean, how to eat well. We've had a massive demand of people wanting for international only. It will only be available for international people to be able to log in, and they will have to get their tickets online to log in. But look, we want to become a very educated community. We want to make a healthy community. We want to reverse aging gracefully and get us to live for a long, long time. With
We
that,
have to
Healthy.
be the model of our products, Sanaz. And in this nutrition seminar, I'm going to be talking about another divorce, which is food divorce. Have a good night, everyone.
You raise my
thank you.
eyes. Oh,
Yes,
we
we're
have
going to be
a
talking about
question.
food divorce.
Okay, then I would like to say thank you to everyone, all of those participants tonight. Thank you very much, everyone, for attending this very, very exciting, call. Thank you for me, and we'll see you tomorrow again, tomorrow evening or tomorrow morning, depending where you are. We will do our normal, just we'll do our normal one team, one dream, right? So on the count of three, 1, 2, 3, one team,
One
one
team,
dream, one
one
system,
system, building the
building
billion.
the billion. Bye bye, guys. Have a
Bye
good evening.
bye.